very happy to see each one of you. Wengine sijawaona for the last 37 years. Some like Odosha, Kinangugi, Kamande, we have met several times, Akina Trouble. We can only thank God for this opportunity to meet after so long. And still we also tunaona wengine wetu tulikuwa nao wametuacha through the years. It's just by grace of God that tunaendelea. Yes. Nimefurahi sana kuwaona. And we look forward, we are going to have a great evening.
Thank you.
Yes. Hallelujah. Praise God. I'm excited because of this big miracle. Mr. Odosh is saying that about being in the 6th floor. I think some of us are almost there in terms of years, and it's also a good time to reflect and appreciate that the number of years remaining in this planet Earth are much fewer than the ones we have lived. It's not funny, but that's fact. After 6P, I went to Kenyatta University, did B.Ed Science, I got posted as a teacher. But as I will get posted, the brother to Miss Bishop Emmanuel Gitoga Gisharu, we used to interact with him and he cited me. So after working for some number of years, I discovered one fact. The government of Kenya pays you 12 times in a year. And you know, in a year we have 365 days. So if you do that mathematics, yes. 12 times divided by 365, surely you can never be rich. So I could visit friends. I mean, it's true.
It's true.
I did some maths.
Yeah.
So I quit teaching and decided that I will now increase from 12 times in a year to 365 times
in a year.
In a year.
Each day gets payment.
How?
That is
Every day.
Every day I am paid.
All right.
Where is that? Where is that?
What you are happy?
So, I decided, I downgraded in quotes into the comfort of being a salaried civil servant into a typical hustler.
Yes.
I've heard right from where I've done I've even sold charcoal like Mr. Kirima, who is my village in Kangema.
Yes. Yeah.
I've done funny things. I've sold insurance. You could see me in a tie.
Yes.
And sometimes it's difficult. It's not funny when you are in the Kirinyaga Road, you enter a shop of Muhindi, and nafikiria wewe ni jambasi. Atakwambia, "Wait, took up." And you know, you go to the next shop with a smile on your face. And since my dream was to come true, 365 days, I kept on it. So, but of course, when you are now no longer in the comfort of a salary from a government, you have to create an income. You have a family, and you have all those things. But one thing I realized is that you think extra harder. And so I went like that. I've done all sort of businesses. I mean, maybe I would say the only one that I've not practiced is witchcraft. But I can assure you. But majorly what I have done is I'm in insurance industry. I'm in real estate where I identify an area that has got the potential. I put up some commercial presence, commercial rooms that is for business. I rent them. That's how I create kitu kidogo tu ya kumunya, si ati ni kitu kikubwa, but something small that keeps you doing. I have a family of 4, and my firstborn is in Germany with a son and a daughter, so I'm a grandfather of 2.
Okay. Well.
Yes, the other daughter had the wedding the other day, but unfortunately I did not invite you because she lives in Budapest, in Hungary, and she told me that let's have a private wedding. Najua she's been socialized into the Western countries, but kindly, if you, I will be obliged. Maybe I could post the video of the brief wedding. Well, it was not much, but it happened in April, and I followed her wishes, so I didn't involve so many. So that's how it is. My third born is doing clinical psychology. She's discovered, just like her dad, she wants to have a situation whereby she's earning by helping people with the mental problems, depression, and all that. That's a market that is growing globally. Last born, Zablon, is in Form 2. That's my family. My wife is a teacher, and in fact, she did not follow me. In fact, I told her about deciding, and she thought I'm mad. She even fasted because she thought everything will come down crashing in the family. But I'm humbled that she was a farmer. She does some poultry, kuku, nini, nguruwe, all manner of business, agribusiness, and briefly that's how. Okay, I reside in Keno Town. If you come Keno Town, in the CBD, you will find some place called Sky One Business Center. That's where the 365 days happens. I supply the whole town with water, and because water is a challenge, so every day somebody must come and drink that water.
You get paid, right? 365. I love that.
And you know what? Let us educate our sons and daughters.
What?
Educate our sons and daughters. Because the education system that we passed through, allow me to mention it, it could have done more harm than good if you now consider the global trends, whereby you are socialized into thinking that you go to school, get employed.
Yeah.
And that's why these people, especially generalization Z, they are so bitter because they were schooled into thinking that once you have an A, job is guaranteed. Today is not. So we have to wake up to that new reality and adjust accordingly. So Mungu abariki sana. Well, I also happen to be the chairman of the business community in Kenya. I also appear in courts, Kenya law courts, representing the interests of the business community. I'm also a director with one of the water providers in supplying water. That's the long and short of it. And finally, I would say that this is a big milestone because, as the Bible says, God, help me to number my days. So we are numbering our days from this day, and let's make the remaining days so wonderful that get-togetherness. Look for more forums to meet, inspire one another, lift each other out, and because it's also a fact of life. As you grow old, the friends start becoming fewer and fewer. So that's another fact. So if as you grow old, the number of people in the phone books that are calling you tend to reduce, And then you have such a wonderful forum like this. I'm sure we'll even live to the ripe age of our 100 years. Because we shall be citing one another, the spirit of togetherness. Frank Wakamoya, he came to the pre-wedding party.
Yes.
I will
And
never
I got
forget.
lost for
God
that wedding.
lost for that. And you may also know that this is my second time to come to this place.
True.
Mr. Frank Wakamoya, we attended the funeral of the daughter of Anne, and after that we decided to bond, and I drove him all the way here just for us to keep on talking. Because this is a turn and went back. Thank you so much for our buddy.
Amen. I need to greet you that name.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we were in Chania, I'm not very close to the altar. I remember this Peter, he used to get bored with the Christian Union of Chania High School. He now take me to PCA. This man.
That one.
He's a great man, Peter. He's so good leader. I never got to him. That is too long. I'm not going back there next Sunday. You not give up on me. Yeah, he continued encouraging me. And then to the glory of God, when I went to Moore University, now I met Christ, I got born again. Yes, so otherwise my names, for those who, and forgive me, we were only two girls, and I remember we used to stay, Sophia, I think Heka was my desk mate. She used to preach me a lot. I really wish she's alive. She used to preach to me, and I was very, very difficult. And then Anne, and I don't know how comes, I really forgot her that seriously. Yeah, otherwise I'm bishop. In quotes, I'll explore what I mean in quote. Yeah, Dr. Emmanuel, he asked me, when we were in Chania, I used to be called Lazarus. So why I say bishop in quote, actually, I am a bishop elect. Yeah, I'm going to be ordained a full bishop December 12th of this year, and I will invite you.
Yeah.
I thank God for that list going around. I will invite you in person. I send you a card. I think this is my first meeting, to attend from this lovely group. My first meeting, and I was looking forward for this meeting. I load my name by faith, because I had a prayer meeting in Luda. Today, we meet every month, and when I say I'm not going, the meeting was postponed. They better postpone it. I can't meet this one. You know, so we came with Regina to Kaongea. We even missed the road. I think we had a good time in the car. I didn't want to come alone. When he told us, he come from near my place, I was so delighted. Kaongea, we catch up. I'm so grateful. So I'll be inviting you, please. So when you see my card, I will be very, very grateful to see trouble there. He used to teach me out of physics. I was in the technical school, so I had a big problem in physics. And he was a genius there, so he used to help me a lot. Otherwise, when I left Chania High School, I went to Moore University, where I did forestry, and there was no job when I finished university. Now where we would have gone was one pine of Webuye, but when I now went there was out of pollution, out of smell. So I knew if you stay there, you will die. So I quickly refused to go. Yeah, and I got a teaching job, 2 years. Then from there, as Mr. Muna is saying, began a business. Then along the way, God called me. I work for the Winners Chapel. for 15 years. Winner Chapel, as his bishop, a Nigerian. That's why I bought some of this. Oyedepo. Yeah, so I worked for that man for 15 years. I think I've been a pastor. Having the first degree, it helped me. Yeah, because if you get anybody with a degree, he'll be posting you in big towns. Yeah, big towns. So I worked in Nairobi, I worked in Mombasa, Kisumu, Webuye. Yeah, worked there, waiting out of fish or those. That's why I was looking forward to. Yeah, I worked in Nakuru, I worked in Kitale, I worked in Uganda, I worked in Ethiopia, I worked in Nigeria, Calabar, Southwest. Yeah, I've worked in Mauritius. Wow. Yeah. And all these years I was moving with my wife. I have one wife. Yeah, the only woman God gave me, and the 2 grown-up children. So I was working with them. So when it came to the year 2010, I felt now you can't now be working for a man all these years and you don't get a vision. So God gave me a vision. And I was his best workman. So when he had resigned, he called me Nigeria and asked me, he said, more money you want? Yeah, because I was very, very good actually working. So I told him, no, Bishop, my father, I really don't need money now. I know how to make money. What I need is you to help me to obey God. He told me, wait. Yeah, so I waited for him in the year 2010. He released me. I began a church where when I was celebrating my master's, Peter attended. And he gave a very powerful speech. I felt very, very, very excited. Yeah, I didn't want him to stop talking. I was feeling, I was hearing therapy. Yeah, so that's where our church is. And I'm actually officially inviting you for my ordination. It'll be a big thing. Yeah, and I will be very grateful to see Anne and all of us. Edgar, yeah, I will invite you.
Thank you.
Now that is, so then, for being a pastor, we spend a lot of time counseling, actually. And after counseling for all those years, I just realized there are spiritual problems and psychological problems and physical problems. So in the year 2014, I felt led to go back to school. 2014. So I went back to do masters in counseling psychology, and I got an opportunity in MKU, Nairobi campus. And when I was there, I didn't know, as Peter is saying and one of us, that is a growing profession. I was so blessed. Yeah, once we were having some discussion with some women, and one woman challenged me, Reverend, why are you struggling with that? Because you hear some name like Sigmund Freud. Now, who is that? Yeah, so he told me, why are you struggling with that? Now you did forestry, and then you have been preaching. Go back and do a diploma to capture this thing very well. That same day, I went to KIPC and started a higher diploma in psychology. I'm telling you, the hunger was so much. I was doing a master's in counseling psychology every day in the evening, 5 to 8. And on that day, the whole day from 8 to 5, I'm in class doing a diploma. Yeah, the whole week I told Mama, now church is you. She's actually also a pastor. Saying, if you see me, you are lucky. Take over the church. Let me go back to school. So I now went and finished my certificate, my diploma, yeah, in counseling psychology and masters. Yeah, masters, I took 5 years. There was trouble, as I was telling some of you. There are some people who feel very offended when you get into their areas. They want to show you don't know anything. So my master's was very, very difficult. Took 5 years. Now, then I luckily got someone to help me. I finished my master's and I felt I need to finish my Somo Kabisa because I think it's very good. If you begin is very interesting subject. So I started my PhD. Within 4 years, I was through. Yeah, and then I got a part-time job in MKU, and that is it. And I'm very, very excited to be here. Maybe I can leave one statement that one great man of God, Henry Ford, said. Henry Ford was the one who began the Ford vehicles. He said, life is full of opportunities. Life is so powerful. I've put it somewhere in my house. I see that statement every day. Life is full of opportunities. But I even have a book in my car. When I was waiting for the dinner, I was not bored. I was reading it. Very busy. Yeah, just take your time. So, but it will take 3 major things to make those opportunities a reality. Number 1, self-discipline. Number 2 is courage. Number 3 is perseverance. So to me, yeah, meeting again is a very big opportunity. And I think after the head girl began, we need to do something together. I don't know whether it is too late or too early. Yeah, we need to do something together because my wife was really envying to come with me. But you get so bored because now those are people you don't know. Come on, you know how I felt when I saw you. I was very happy. Yeah, very, very excited. Yeah, so he told her this is a very special group. Very many people. This group is special, I tell you. Yeah, so when I now felt even the one who are meeting in Nairobi, I tried to come. Now you can imagine I am a pastor. Also, I have done mediation, I was talking about. Yes, he was helping me how to now to be accredited. I am now also a marriage. My PhD is in marriage and family therapy from Park University. So I am a therapist, I am a pastor, I am a counselor. I also do some little farming. I have data cows. So all that on your head. Yes, he asked me how do I have time to read. I say very few hours, sometimes 4 hours. If I sleep 5 hours, I am very happy. Yeah, because all that need me. So I'm so grateful to be here today, and we will need to be meeting very often. Mungu awabariki sana. Thank you very much.
Yes, my name is Charles Wikaria. I come from Nyeri, Karatina. We are Muslim, but somehow anyway, say life after the enemies. After 1987, I went to Egerton University and I did a course. By then I never chose it. Animal production.
I chose it for you.
Yeah? I did not choose it. But anyway, after finishing, you know what the Moi era was, eh?
Yeah.
Me, I never gotten a job, so I had to be a teacher. But that teaching job, I only lasted for 8 months. No, 6 months. Because when I was, you know, once you get your TSC number, you are not getting paid immediately. So the board could pay you. Is it?
Reward.
So the board could pay you, eh? So when the money was ready, I had to go to Muranga to get my money. Along the way. And then I was told, you have to go with your bank account because next time you put your money in there.
Yeah.
Then I was going down home to say hi to my mom and dad. Because that's the only time that I had money, my own money. That time you could not go home with these buses, Jogo, Kemaki, and the rest. Eh? I had money anyway. So I had to take this Nissan, you know, from Thika to a faster but a little bit expensive. Eh?
Yeah.
Then when I was going around Bakuyu area, I saw Kakuzi Limited, box 24 Thika. Then same time I saw it. Maisha ikaendelea tu kwa class. I don't know what came to my mind. I decided to apply for a job because I could see some cows. Then I applied. 2 weeks later, barua, regret. Then I don't know what I was doing. Ni Mungu tu, nika acknowledge regret. I'll be okay, fine. In case you get the job, please consider me in the future. 1 week later, Mzungu akapiga simu kwa ofisi ya shule. And now 2 weeks to close the school. I cannot be available after we close the school. So in April, nikaenda. And he asked me, why did you have to acknowledge the regret? I told him that it just came to my mind. Then he told me, out of his 50 plus years in the administration, you have never seen such a scenario. So consider yourself hired.
I'm mad today.
And I worked. You see, binadamu atacheki. You know what happened in this? One time, I was in charge of a Scott Standard, the one that you normally breathe. So we forgot this tag. You know, there's something normally do the tag and then tattooing. So Mzungu told me, because you are the one who have got the motorbike, the book in the office, I can patia kifunguo ya ofisi yake. But I think he was lectureless. Alikuwa ameacha payslip hapo. Sasa, no curiosity nikaona, how much we are getting? How much are we getting? From there, job. Because she was getting too much. Like 10, 20 times. And I was doing the down case job. From there, nikaanza kutafuta job. Luckily, nikapata, nikaenda farmer's choice. So, nikafanya farmer's choice. Mwishowe hata huko nikaboeka. Unajua, mimi sio mtu, nafikiri mtu kuniajiri na kuweka shida kiasi. I don't think I obey very well. I don't obey very fast. No, right? And also I fight for my rights very much. So, nikatoka tu hivyo. So I left when I was established. I left former employment quite some time ago. Because I stopped 205. Niacha kuajiriwa. All those years I've been on business not related to my job, to my career at all. And kama huyu nimeenda kumwekea biogas, I do. So nimesikia uko na ng'ombe nyingine, I can see there is some cash there.
There's an opportunity. Opportunity. Yeah. That's what you say.
Nitakuja nikuwekea biogas. And then I also run a posho mill. Huyu anajua mahali iko. And I'm also a broker. So I'm a jack of all trades. That's not what I can say. But anyway, I survive well, and God has taken care of me. Because I'm a family, got a family, na watoto wanne. The firstborn already married. I'm a grandfather. Wa pili anafanyaga kwa Gatundu na Family Bank. Watatu ako KCA University. Na mwisho ako grade 8. That's my story. Thank you.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Lesson learned. Life for regret. Lesson hapo nimesoma.
Joseph Zakaria Kogi. I think they used to call me Sak when I was at Chania High School. Briefly, I come from Charak, primary, Sak primary, Sak secondary. This, my friend here, was my schoolmate from primary, I think nursery, primary, secondary, and the level.
And university.
That I decided to mention that one. University went different, right? Then from Chania, primary and secondary, they were neighbors. So when I was in secondary, my former colleague who are in primary, they say I was in advanced primary. Because we used to work, it was a day school, I used to work with them, going back home with them all the time. But I survived, I went to Chania. From Chania, I went to National Youth Service. There we did a lot of timing. And then from there we went to Egerton University with Mr. Victoria, we are together. Nancy and Jane and Kama Ujenga na Alice and Alice Karanja.
And the late Geshu.
And even this lady was there. And even
Guru.
and even I think we also did Sophia. She was doing education. And who else? And Jega Onana. The mid one or two second. Then from there, I stayed for 1 year outside Kamaki. Then went to Nairobi University, do my masters in economics. Then from there, I joined the government. Now from there in the government, I'm up to there, I'm still in the government. But because we are all colleagues, I can mention, because we don't talk too much where we work because of the I work in National Treasury, Ministry of Finance. Then I'm still there, and I'm married, and I did my wedding last year, November 26, at Mwaka, the one we presented you. And I think had coordinated, and I was very happy to see one of our colleagues in that wedding. And because there was somebody who were together in primary, somebody in secondary, and somebody in A-level. And I didn't get somebody from the university. But my colleague came, but I didn't want to make a very big announcement because of the age people are saying, how come you're doing the marriage when you are younger than Now, from there I'm married, and my son from Chania, because I had somebody who was from Chania.
Which area?
Yeah.
Which area?
From Chania or Motige, but likely when I finish my job to go to Kagio. Kagio has a small piece of land where I want to relax when I finish job. So I have 3 children, and all of them, 2 have finished the college, they are now looking for college. One is now in the college, Strathmore University. I think that is the end of my story.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think niko katikati naweza ongea.
Lakini lazima usimame.
Endelea tu.
Serious? Simami. Hapa kuna mafuta.
Hapa Bishop alikuwa amesimama ni altari. Hamjambo. First of all, I'm very happy you accepted to come, because when I gave the idea for you guys to tukutane hapa, kulinyamazwa. Kulinyamazwa sana. Na I offered them mbuzi, ukanyamazwa tu. So I gave up. So sijui someone aliweka kitu kwa WhatsApp akasema aliweka bibi ya huyu mkubwa wa Equity akisema kuna group wanaenda ya old sijui alumni na debate ikaanza tena. So you accepted and I was very, very happy. Na you are most welcome. Na tusiende kama hatujashiba. Hiyo ni introduction kwanza ya hapa. Niko na chakula zimejaa pale. Nimechinja ng'ombe mbuzi ingine, hiyo ichomo. So hapa tunatoka midnight ama past. Miwa ile imewekwa pale, kila mtu ataenda na miwa apelekee watu wake ama akule. Iko mandizi na iko matunda mingi. Please, usiende kama umesimama, beba kitu. Waambie watu umetoka kwa classmate na mumetoka meeting ya classmates. 6P 1987 nikatoka. Pointi zangu hazikutosha. So nikaenda nikusomesha. Nikasomesha kama useful teacher. 1988 I taught as a very useful teacher. mathematics and physics. Huwa napatana na watu wengine wanakaa wakubwa kuliko mimi, ananiambia mwalimu keti, wakati matatu tulikuwa tunashika chuma. Naangalia yule ananipatia kiti na ameniita mwalimu years after I left teaching. I only taught for 2 terms. Nikaitwa Thika Chemicals kama lab technologist. Walienda Chania wakaangalia wale walikuwa wanafanya chemistry na mathematics, wakapewa jina yangu na Waite. You remember we had a guy called Waite. Tukachukuliwa tukiwa wawili Chemicals. Tulikuwa wengi tulifanya interview, but Muhindi was impressed because Muhindi unajua anapenda kuandika Wakamba. So that is how I landed. Nika analyze hizo mbolea za anaitwa Linturi. Nika analysis ya mbolea. We were doing production of mbolea fertilizer since those years. But I only worked there for 3 months. I had done an interview to join Kenya Post and Telecommunication as a technician trainee. Tulifanya interview na Kenos tarehe 8 mwezi wa 8 88. We did an interview to join. Sasa sisi tuliitwa ku join college iko towards Ongata Rongai. Siku hizi inaitwa MMU. We joined there January tarehe 8 1989 na Kenos. Tukasoma miaka 3-4. From there when we were confirmed ya kwamba tumeiva, yeye akatumwa Machakos, mimi nikatumwa Nakuru. But vile amewaambia tulienda attachment Machakos tukiwa pamoja. Tulianza life pamoja. Stove tunanunuania. Sahani kila mtu yake na kijiko yake. Kitanda tunanunuania, lakini nafikiria tulianza na Portland. Kuweka mattress kwa cement. Tulianzia huko Portland, tukagraduate na after some time kila mtu akachukua yake. So on confirmation on a second attachment I went to Nakuru. Nakuru nilikaa 91 na 92. 93 is when I was confirmed na nikaripoti Thika again tarehe 8 mwezi wa kwanza 1993. So I worked in Thika, upper posta Thika. Kutoka that time 93 mpaka 2008 nikapigwa transfer nikaenda Nairobi nikafanya hapo GPO for some time, nikatumwa Westlands nikawa tena na Kenos, tukapatana tena na Kenos huko tukafanya kazi. 2018 kukawa na voluntary early retirement. Box all money all the box. Kenos akachukua box, akachukua money. Mimi nikaona hii box ni kama iko na kitu, nikasema box. So nilipochagua box nilika from that time until last year June 30th I retired after the mandatory age of 55 years. Telcom is 55 years. So from last year nimekuwa mtu wa hapa. What I had started earlier I'm still doing. I'm doing farming. Ninapanda kitu inaitwa French beans kule kwa maji. Now we are also doing with a group of friends poultry farming for Kenchik, contract farming for Kenchik. Ile mnaona nyumba iko mrefu ile pale ile. We doing 16,000 broiler chicken. Pale. Pale ni kutoka hapa mpaka pale is 140 meters. It's a big house. But that is a group of friends. Gekaria anawajua because my chairman anaishi naye uko Landless. Tulichukuana na tukachanga pesa na nikawaambia mimi pesa yangu ni land badala ya police. Inaitwa medula ya Lang'ata. Nikamwambia sababu ile tunachanga sina, mimi nimesikia kitu moja niko nayo. I have the land. So they took the offer. I'm the operations person on the ground for the team. And as I was telling some of you before you came, it is just a business like any other, where you get losses, you get profits. Because it may look very huge. What Kenchik do, they provide the day odds, they provide the feeds, they provide the technical assistance. And they come and pick the chicken after 33 or 34 days. Wanatuma malori kama 5 zinachukua zinapeleka for slaughter. Sasa wanapima live weight, wana calculate live weight shilingi 209. It's not a lot. They don't pay a lot of money. Then total wanatoa chakula yao na their day old na their technical team, whatever has been used. Minus wanakupatia kile iko chini.
Hata
manyua si part yao. Manyua sasa ninafaidikia hapo sababu napeleka kwa shamba. Hiyo unasikia ninapanda mishiri. So wakitoanisha hapo chini inaweza kuwa plus or minus. Head of a family iko na one wife na watoto 6. Wawili ni wangu. Mmoja alikuwa niece wa my late brother. So niece, grandchild wa my late brother. So my brother first on, bibi yake akapass na mama ya huyo mtoto akapass. So I adopted that kid akiwa class 5. Sasa ni askari wa polisi. Ako Kikuyu. Then I had a sister-in-law, sister wa my wife. Aliaga akiwa tender age, alikuwa DO. Naye alikuwa na watoto 3. Nao wote walikuwa primary na walikuwa wanasoma na hao wangu. Na because walikuwa wamecreate bond, walikuwa wamecreate rapport because they are cousins. I offered to adopt them too. So two of those kids are finishing today. University of Nairobi design. This is their 4th year they are finishing today. Ule mkubwa alimaliza. Huyo mwingine nimemwambia ni askari. Hao wangu mmoja ni huyu ana bounce akienda hivyo. Mkubwa yake Purity ni hao majenzi. Wanafanya kazi kwa nyumba. Na saa ingine wakishtuka unaona amekutumia ka credit. Unawasaidia saa ingine unaona wanakurushia kitu na maisha inaendelea. So this group is very good. Hii ni group ambayo inaweza kujengana. Ni group ambayo hata niliingia kimungu. Ikawa very encouraging because people turned out. Unfortunately, that is the time I lost my mother-in-law. Na Odoshi sasa akaja akawaambia. Na nikaona mmechanga nikarushiwa kitu kwa simu pap, nikasema grupu ndio hii. Kama ni hivyo, grupu sasa ndio hii.
Sana kwa sababu ya hii mkutano. Kwa majina ni John Joroge.
AKA Trouble.
Ongeza sauti kidogo. Good man. Hiyo jina ilitokana chini ya mischief ya viwanja tukiwa kwa level na Kirudi. So actually, niko na furaha sana. We come very a long way with some of us here. We were with Kenubia and George Mwangi na Mwine hapo section 9, tukaanza kutembea shule mguu mpaka Chania day school, tukapatana na kina Ondosh na Keno tukakuja, tukamaliza form 4 tukakuja form 5 na 6, na imekuwa safari nzuri kwa sababu I found my family, right? I threw out all that team, I found my family. So mimi naona kama nyinyi wote ni familia yangu. Amen. So I'm very happy about that. Na kutoka hapo Chania level, I went to the UN for engineering, electrical engineering, class of 91. Kutoka hapo tulipatana na DK Daniel Kamau wa prefect wa form 6P. Kaza tukafanya kazi kwa Mwindi Industrial, kazi ngumu sana ya kutengeneza zile pipe kubwa. Unajua zile pipe road inabebaga moja. Sukumana na hizo. Nikaona nitakuja huko. It's always a small body. Nikahama nikaingia kwa computers. So I went to the computer industry in 1983, and I'm still a computer practitioner in today. This is my 31st year in computing and IT engineering. I think I will retire now because I think the young people now need to take over with this AI. You know AI? Yes, now we are going to intelligence. So we are going to leave the AI. So it's been a journey of work. I briefly taught Gatanga girls, so when we are with you, hear me being called a teacher. And I was a very good teacher, very disciplined teacher, and very serious one. We have related with Francis, his family. I know his daughter Olive, the one who is working somewhere. I have visited him. I used to visit Frank at the telecom when he was working in Thika.
Wakati nilikuwa napenda salamu sana.
Yes, I used to go and visit him at and I also have visited George Kimani in Nanyuki.
Kwa sababu nakumbuka hata tukiwa Chania when we did our O levels, watu walikuwa wanataka kwenda kuangalia jina. Mtu akienda kuona nini Bonya amepata ngapi, anakumbuka hiyo Bonya itako wapi. So my official name is James Ogwa Maina. Unajua sasa hii Bonya nilipewa nikiwa form 1. Because after mimi ni yule mtu nimerotate hapo hiyo kasako ya hapo Chania. Nimetoka Hindi Mahila Nursery School nikaja Gatumaini. Kwanza nilienda Jandokako kidogo because my mother was a teacher, alafu nikaja Gatumaini, nikaruka fence. Mpaka miaka hizo zote nilikaa huko. So I joined Chania in 1981. In fact, let me say this group, I'm here by default kwa sababu unajua ni vile nilidecide kufanya masters yangu ya 11 ndio tulikutana na nyinyi. You are class ahead. My group ni ile ya ile nilifanya masters ndio tulipatana na nyinyi. But in one way or another, imagine I find myself at home with these people, with you people, maybe more than the other. Hatuna group as such. Ya ile class of 86, we are close individually with some fellows, but this kind of an organization, I feel I'm home with it kabisa. So that is my story about how we are, and that's why you find myself sometimes unaona na forget watu wengine kwa sababu nashindwa kama ni wa ile group yetu ama ni ile ya masters. So hiyo masters sasa ndio ukiona na kusahau ndio unaona tulikaa na wewe kidogo tu. Lakini for the 7 years I was in charge. So fast forward after kutoka you know my parents were teachers. Na unajua wakati huo walimu walikuwa najua pia lazima uwe mwalimu. So nikawa kwanza I used to teacher. Then my father, through the efforts of my dad na nini, when I was already teaching, because I was posted to various schools and nikapata TSC number. We had something very rare ambayo ilikuwa inaitwa in service course. So in holiday unaenda unasoma mpaka nika qualify. So my last posting was in a place called Githumu High School. There I worked for around 9-10 years. Nikachukua malipo ya uzeeni, though I was still very young. That was way back in 96, 97, 98 hapo hivyo. So I taught for all the years, but I had taught some schools in Thika, St. Francis Xavier High School na Trika Girls. Nikaenda certain school in Gatondo North inaitwa Dondo High School, alafu ndio nilipostiwa huko when I was still doing those in service courses. So I'm a teacher by profession. I like it very much. Lakini nikiwa kule you know that time I remember teaching job. Unajua nani ndiye amekuja kuongeza hii mishahara ya walimu. Teaching job haikuwa. You can remember Monina. Tulikuwa tunapatana tukiwa nini. Iko pesa zilikuwa kidogo. In fact I remember wakati ya the first multi-party election zile za 92 zile za Matiba na nini hiyo supply chain management ama any kind of placement, kwa sababu amekaa nyumbani sana. Labda kuna mtu hapa anajua sinaweza ita ule dota ya nani hapa. Those are the things now we can think about going forward. So thank you very much. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. Maybe I've missed some of the occasions zingine ambazo tulikuwa nazo, lakini going forward I believe the COVID session ilivuta watu nje sana, but now let's make deliberate efforts to be meeting oftenly and tuwekirani yorugare tupashane joto, sivyo? Yeah, thank you very much.
Tukimia Yesu Kristo. Nimesalimiana hivyo kwa sababu naona wengi wetu ni wa Kikuyu, lakini Ondosha nasikianga hiyo.
Wewe ni Mkikuyu.
Hiyo sio shida. Niko sawa.
Kwa jina Guge Patrick. In Chania was called Kamande. Patrick Kamande in 6P. Very briefly, kwetu Molanga Ichagaki, went to Ichagaki Primary School with my friend here, Mr. Guge, from nursery school, study 7, Ichagaki secondary school from 1 to form 4, and then by the way we were the scholars. Tulikuwa tunatoka nyumbani kwao ni mbele kidogo, kwa hivyo alikuwa ananiita ama sometimes na tunaenda nini. Tukakuja Chania from 5 from 6. After there I joined Jomo Kenyatta. I did construction. Nikaenda in the industry ya mijengo hivi. Nikaenda, there is one place I still remember. Inaitwa Kibibi hapa Moya. I was a structural surveyor. I joined Vifa to Yamini. And hiyo bridge ambayo iko hapo, sijui hao watu ambao ni wa Kirinyaga. I think they can know that bridge which is towards Karoti. That is my work.
Wow.
Then,
Wow.
So from there I was working with a Japanese company which is called Taisei. For those who from those side they walikuwa wanajua. Nikarudi chuo, nikafanya sasa mambo ya ualimu. Kufanya walimu, I was posted in a humble school just down here called Dalani Secondary School. where I'm a mathematics teacher, mathematics.
Best in this region, actually.
Actually, in Machakos County,
The best in this region.
I think I'm one of the best.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
that's
above, I've been reading anyway. From that time, mathematics in that school, actually it is reading in most of the hapa Yata, Machakos, unasikia tuko vizuri. Actually, we get 8, 9 point something in the mathematics anyway. So, I've been in the run all those years, about 20, 30 years. Mr. Ondua, not Odosh. We have another one we call Odua.
okay.
Akaleta mtoto hapo in our school. I did not know him because huko nilikuwa najulikana kama Kamande. Hapa najulikana kama Ngugi. Likewise, Mr. Nani Mwakamuya, where he was in Masinga, where the principal I got there was Mr. Munyao. Alikuwa mwalimu wa huyu na nasikia kuna wakati aliuliza kama there is a Mr. Kamande in that school. Akaambiwa hakuna. But I was there. Fortunately tukaonana na yeye, alikuwa amekuja sijui ni mazishi. And from there sasa tukajuana kabisa. So I'm very proud to be among this group because when I talk of I'm going to meet those I was schooling with, especially A level. Kama jana nilitoka nyumbani jana. Nyumbani ni Murang'a. Although I'm here, I normally go home. Jana ndio nilitoka nyumbani. When I was telling my mom is old, ako tu. Ati unaenda kumit wa nani? Naenda kumit those I was with in Chania. Aliniangalia years ago. All those years, how do you make it? Because my mom was a teacher. How do you make it anyway? When I was telling I'm the deputy there, so sorry, I'm the deputy. So I was talking to one of the staffs. Nikamwambia, kesho naenda to meet those I was schooling with. Do you meet? I could not believe. For us, we were in school just the other day, and we don't talk. So this group is one of the very important group I have anyway. Because although I don't talk a lot in there, I know. Pegine I'm a silent listener, silent listener. But down in my heart, I know that I have a group who I can rely upon. So that is my history. That is my story. That is how we. By the way, I have home here. Home hapa Darani na kuna ingine nyumbani. Mimi ni mtu wa nini Biri.
Good.
Boma mbili. No, sio
Boma gapi?
Wacha sema ni boma ama ni bibi?
Ni boma. Talked of boma.
Boma ni bibi. Boma moja ni bibi moja.
Boma ni bibi. From my understanding ni house ni.
Boma ni mwanamke.
So I am a father. I have one wife who has 2 children, of whom all of them are adults. Both of them are girls. I'm a grandfather of wanaita sijui PP2 for the first one. Now second one bado wako. Kwa hivyo I'm a grandfather of how many? 2 young and very healthy gentlemen. Unaona nimekuwa na 2 girls wangu. Na hao wajukuu hawa
ni wanaume.
Ni mimi.
Mimi naitwa Dosh. My name is John Odongora Kwari. I joined Chania in 82. Kusoma everything thicker, but I joined Chania in 82. Chania from 1 to 4. Then tulikuwa same class na Kenus. Ndio? 4B. Yeah. So tukasoma. Kenus akaenda 6 akafanya physics na maths, mimi nikaingia arts. Mimi I had a problem. From 4 I had a division 2 without combination.
Without
Now because I was a footballer, now because I was a footballer, and Chania needed me, I was forced to join A levels. Meanwhile, Mang was looking for me and Githumu wakani offer chance. Nikamwambia hiyo baridi ya huko sitaweza. Mangu, there was a headmaster, principal Mangu ambaye alikuwa anapenda mpira sana. Alikuwa anaitwa Kimani, yes. Kimani. The guy was in Darasha. Hii team ya Kenya kina Omondi Korea nini. So he called me. I went to Mangu. He gave me a chance. Nikamwambia sasa niko na Chania na Mangu. Then I said wacha niende Chania. Mr. Magozi, you remember him?
Magozi. Yeah.
So I joined from 5 in second term.
Yeah, nakumbuka.
So kuingia second term kwanza hesabu haingii. Hapo nilikuwa napiga nil. Kuna wasichana, there was one girl called Esther Kiwani. You know, she really used to help me. Sangine nakwama bana. Ananifikia. Na ubaya sikuchanuka wakati wa exam. Unajua hata ningemwambia nifanyie mbili. Because maths hapo nilianguka. Unacheka, it's true. Now, Chania nilipomaliza, I was a prefect. Then I went to boarding. My family made a few mistakes. I went to boarding, I think, second term. A guy who has been the scholar all his life. Nikashindwa kwa acclimatize. Siku moja tukaenda trip. Mimi, Ngundo, Bonya, Steve Makozi, tukapiga kona hapo Nairobi, tukakunywa changa, tukarudi. So mimi nilikuwa nimelewa na nilikuwa nimechukua ruhusa. It was on a Saturday, tukafika kama saa hii. Na nimewaka, tulikuwa natembea hivi. Nikatoka chwa, Mr. Manderu akanifuata, nikakimbia mbio. Anyway, that's a good story. Now, after Chania, I joined Del Monte because of football. Nikafanya 1 year fresh football. Then I was called to Kilimambogo teachers. Hapa chini. Na nikachaguliwa. We were only 3 people. 2 from Chania. There was Paul Mwangi. Paul Mwangi unamkumbuka? Pao. Alikuwa footballer. Na mimi and then another guy. So 2 guys from Chania plus another one. Mimi, I know I had no advice. There was nobody who could groom me as a parent, no. So nikachanganyikiwa. Then I applied to Eldoret Polytechnic, nikaitwa. Then Magozi also sent me a letter to join Kenya Power Nyeri. Nikachezea Motcom. Those 3 opportunities ziko wapi?
Hapo.
Nobody had told me the best. I even regret until today ningeenda Kilimambogo, ningeenda hapa as mwalimu. So I joined Polytechnic. Kujoin Polytechnic nikatoka. When I came back there were no jobs. I went to hawking. Remember? Nikauza sabuni na waya hapo. When I finished hawking, a guy we were with in Polytechnic from Marsabit, alikuwa anaitwa Steve Galgalo, came to visit me and told me, are you hawking with a diploma in mechanical technology? Sababu nilikuwa nimeandikwa hapo town na jamaa mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Fagamex, akanitesa, niliosha choo, niliosha gari. And then one day akajaribu kunipiga. Nilizaliwa Majengo ama street. Hapo ndiye alijua ajui. I almost killed him. Na niliwacha hiyo kazi kabisa. So now I went to hawking and that's when Galgalo came and met me. And then Galgalo offered me an opportunity. Akaniambia nikikutafutia kazi utafanya? Nikamwambia kazi, hey, I want a job. How much money do you think you would like to earn? Nikamwambia if I get 3,000, I'll be fine. So my first, he sent his aunt akanitafuta nikapelekwa Marsabit. A world I don't know. Nilipanda lori ya mizigo ya kutoka Isili mpaka Marsabit. When I went there, the first position I was given was deputy manager in an NGO. Salary is 7,000. You can imagine. Umetoka majengo, ahoka. Now, through hook and crook, nika perform. Then from there, I got a team of UNICEF who are coming to do some survey ya nutrition in the semi-arid regions. That is the first time nilipanda ndege. Kaenda paka Lodwar wapi Lake Turkana kuzunguka. Then from there huyo mzungu, because I did a very good report. Unajua we did literature. Nilipanga English mzuri. Nikapata kazi, akaniitia kazi South Sudan in 1995. The war there that time was real. So kuitwa South Sudan, first time I just went, the plane dropped us in a bush, in a runway ambaye hakuna, ni kama hizi utoe hizi miti ya Frank hapo. And I met cowboys, Ukrainian, Russian, Polish pilots, guys who have been in war all their life, they don't care. Tukakuwa dropped hapo. I stayed there for 6 months. I met human beings ambaye nguo wanavaa dunia ya relief food, ndio inashonwa nguo, women and people walking naked. Just to summarize. Now, South Sudan nikafanya. Bombs, killings, there are things we call landmines, shootings. I went all through that. One day, huyu Frank, as a classmate, I invited him. Akaniambia anaweza tengeza documentary. Nikamwambia kuja. Frank akakuja. We organized for his flight and everything. When Frank came, we were driving a distance of about 600 kilometers on a rough road. Frank ananiuliza tutafika saa ngapi? Naambia ni hapa tu. No, but anyway, when we reached, Frank was hearing stories. So one day we went to another camp of ours, na Frank around 10, and uko maisha ilikuwa ngumu. So most of the times, because of the stress, utakunywa pombe. You have to drink alcohol. So Frank, tulikuwa tumebeba, we get our beer from Uganda. So those 600 kilometers, tulikuwa na around, I had bought around 5-6 crates. Ziko kwa roof hapo kwa Land Cruiser. So tukafika, nikakaribishwa na my colleagues. It was an airstrip for air relief airdrops. And Frank was like, everybody here looks like a soldier. Kambia, relax bro. Akapewa tent. Kambia, hapo ndio kwako. Na sasa kuja tukae hapa. Tunafungua pombe saa 5 ya asubuhi. Boss, tunakunywa asubuhi. Nikamwambia boss, kunywa because you don't know what will happen. Haya. Kambia Frank, utaona sinema? Tukakunywa. Now in the backyard kulikuwa na a lot of shouts za bunduki. Pa. Frank anauliza hiyo nini? Nikamwambia ngoja utaona sinema. Just relax. There's a fight going on. Odosha, are you telling me the truth? Wewe sana ogopa. Kunywa pombe, don't get scared. In 20-30 minutes, a Land Cruiser comes in with people with bullets, SPLA soldiers wanna bleed. Frank was like, are you serious? I was telling you, we have to put them in an aircraft for evacuation. Wale wamekufa watakufa. So after that, I left South Sudan in 2009. I went to the north also. So when I came back, nikajaribu kuinfiltrate Kenya kutafuta kazi because nilikuwa nimechoka.
Legend.
Yeah, but AKA Regis. So I'm very happy to be here. Actually, I was very intentional. There were some temptations not to come, but I felt that I must be here. I have understood the power of networking. But now, you can't even not going that route. So after Form 6, I was very disadvantaged. I didn't join university, but that was my wish even when I was a child. Because I worked very, very hard. fact, in primary I got 35 out of 36. Secondary I got division 1. In Form 6, that's where things went bad. And I think because you remember when we went there was that, I don't know who was preaching that bad story, that if you do mathematics you will fail. So very quickly I changed my combination to EG-Con, but me I was a mathematics person, so I should have done MG-Con. But let me tell you, I did clerical staff in 1990. After also doing CPA in Mombasa Polytechnic, and I did part 1, but then immediately before even the exams were over, I was with AMSA 1990 March. Since then, for 30 years, I worked in AMSA.
Yeah.
30 good years I was in AMSA, and I grew from clerical job to managerial job, and I was very happy there. Actually, I always wonder how I manage the stress of the bank. Then in 2017, I applied to, that is the time I was attaining my 5th years. I applied to go home. I didn't want the 51 year to find me there, but 51 birthday to find me there. But Mungu ni nani, ilikataliwa. So I had to do another 3 years. Then another one came, we call it voluntary. So in 2020 December, I applied the second time. I made sure I have talked to the right people so that it could be granted, and I got it. And that's the time I accomplished that 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, in December 2020, and there was, you remember that time there was, what was there?
COVID, yeah.
And people were asking me where am I going during COVID, but I didn't care. Mine was, why not leave and leave the Gen Z there. And also I was telling myself, I need to move from where I am so that another person can grow. So hii maneno ingine, I knew God will guide me. So I didn't care, and I said it's not about the money. I'm not taking it because I have money. I'm taking it in faith that I'm now going to serve the world. For me, purpose was to serve the world. So when I left, and having wondering what to do, or even, you know, sometimes you have to have like a leave. So in my 5th month leave, I was called again for unemployment. Somebody gave my name, and I was interviewed for NCBA job. Now I'm with NCBA since 2021. I got that job when I was 53 years. You can imagine the magic. Have you ever had somebody getting a job like you are new, like you are youngster at the age of 53? So I remember even when they were interviewing me, they were saying, "You are 53 years." They are not believing. I told them, "Yeah, I am." But because of the experience and what they wanted in me, they hired me in contract job. It was a project for 2 years. The 2 years finished in 2023, in another 2 years.
Renewable again.
What is
Yeah,
the secret?
So the 2 other years is finishing next year, June. Still with NCBA, thank God there was no culture change. Nothing major, but in fact even I enjoy the place I am. We have really become a new family, and now I'm thinking it's the time also to leave. But as I'm leaving, I'm preparing. I'm already a mediator, an accredited mediator who can do the court cases and private mediation.
One fact that we went to school together. And this is a very, very, very unique group to all of us. It is getting late, but we are not getting bored, and we are not worried, isn't it? Though I had not mentioned to my husband that I was leaving that gate, I believe he trusts who I am. Niandika tu kama message nikamwambia, I got out when you left, I'm in Kidimani with classmates. Ajajibu, he is worried because anapendanga nikiwa nyumbani. Otherwise, my name is Nancy Kakuya, lakini siku hizi na 15 years and I thank God. But at one point we were retrenched. I went out for 3 years here and there. And I was again Lucky Park, ilikuwa Makongeni. Katoka 5 Park for 1 year, nikaenda Easter Pump. Nairobi, alafu tena nikarudi fine pad. Na fine pad nikatoka. Saa hii I'm at home. I enjoy living there. But I've picked something from my sister. Hot train. Nitakutumia.
Mtanipigia ya.
Otherwise, that is my short story. I enjoy being here. You are great people. Women and young men. Young girls and young boys. Is what has made us to be here together. Stick together. Some of us being wives to other people who are not here, husbands to women who are not here, but we are bonding together vizuri kabisa bila uoga, kwa sababu ya kuenda kwa shule ya next school.
Yes, you got the point.
Margaret Mogore Gachinga. I know most people may not be familiar with me. It was my desk mate. So he can testify that I was there. So I'm not a stranger, although I have not attended any of your gatherings. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe at some point I was not in the group, so I was not party to what was going on, and maybe at other times I was occupied. But I'm happy to be here. I'm actually very, very happy. I think when we did A-levels, the first time for me, I didn't pass well. I didn't manage to get enough marks to go to university. So I repeated, and then after I repeated, I passed and I went to Egerton. And I think that's why I was behind Kina Nancy and Ngugi by 1 year. Yeah, I went to do BSc Agriculture and Home Economics. But we were together. We used to associate with Kina Nancy, Kina Alice Karanja, and all that. And by the way, Alice sent her apology. It's from the same book.
You go and teach.
You go and teach the same things. I found it very boring. So in fact, the only thing I was enjoying was the practical part, especially in agriculture, where we could plant crops, take care of them and see them mature. But teaching, I was completely clueless, actually. But I was praying to God and telling God, now give me. And then I was called for an interview. I passed. And I was posted to Meru in a factory called Githongo Tea Factory. Yeah. So I worked there. I was very happy with that. Manufacturing tea. I was in the factories manufacturing tea and collecting tea from the field and all that. I used to work very hard. So I worked in those factories as a trainee manager. I was promoted to an assistant factory manager, to a factory manager. In different factories. I worked in Meru, I worked in Nyeri, I worked basically almost of the areas where we have tea, Kirinyaga. Throughout the directors, we were also thrown out. But we were allowed to take voluntary retirement, because basically as we were workers, we were not politicians. We were allowed to take voluntary retirement, so we were paid our benefits, and I've been out since 2022. Yeah, now trying to see how Juakari looks like.
365.
Yeah, the 365.
Talk to Munina.
So out there, I am doing a small business. I have a mini mart, a small one. I'm also doing farming. I've got a shamba in there, so I'm farming there. And these home things like Jenny is doing. When you want to relax, you relax. Yeah, there is no pressure. Frank, and the more reason why I came, Frank, I met Frank I saw Frank through another group of a primary school person who we were together in primary school. That gentleman was called John, and when we were organizing for the barrio, I think Frank created a group, and then we joined in, and as we were deliberating in the group, he was my classmate in primary school, so it's my village. So as we were deliberating, I saw the name Frank Muya. And then I thought, this guy is in my Chania group. So I side chatted him and he told me he's the one in the Chania group. So I really felt touched by that he could come all the way to my village. My village, I'm from Gatundu, Ngenda. Then Frank is the one organizing for the burial of my former classmate, and I was really touched by that gesture. And I hope I hope to keep seeing more of you as we go forward. Let us keep this group alive forever, as long as God keeps us on this earth. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Esther Waboi Gedeji Gariuri. They used to call me Gariuri, and I still in my ID Badoni Gariuri. And I want to make it very brief because I think I'm the one going first. Gong.
Gong is not
Gong is here. Gong is here.
I am born again. I really thank God for having all of you, and you're very special, each of you, very, very special, each of you, in your own way. Each of you are very special, and that is why sometimes you see me making noise, because we are very few in our family and we are scattered. So this for me is family. I think this is the closest group I ever got so close to. So thank you for being part of my family. I came from Kabare with Regina. Unfortunately, when we were there, we didn't know each other. I don't know what happened.
We knew each other with Rachel.
Yeah, I don't know. So, and when we did our O levels, we did very well for Division 1, but unfortunately, we had some issues at home. I think my background is a little bit interesting, so nobody bothered to get results. I didn't go to check anything. Nothing. I didn't know whether we have passed, we haven't passed. Nobody. So I stayed at home and continued doing my kienyaji, what do you call it, those small business until one person came and said, no, I think you need to go and check results. I think you passed. And so I joined Chania in term 2. While everybody else had joined, I think, oh gosh, you are not the only one who came in term 2. I came in term 2 too. And I came the first day, and the first lesson was geography. Remember my story with Mr. Kamenya?
Yes.
And I used to be a little bit small. I was 1 GB. Yeah.
You are 1 GB.
Yeah, I was very small.
0.5.
I was 1 KB. So I am coming here and I am sitting at the back of the class. No, actually I was in front with Moragori Joseph. And everybody is writing notes and I'm not writing anything, and I'm wondering, what do I write? I was not there last time. I don't know what they are doing. And Mr. Kamini is asking, now, why are you not writing?
Like that.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to write? Who are you? And I'm looking at him now. I mean, like, really? And I was chased out the first day. The first lesson.
Get out.
Yes, and I was given a punishment the first day. And I hated high school that time. I had come from a girls' school, and I used to be a prefect in my former school.
Wow.
And I used to be in the SU. Yeah. So now nimekuja hapa hakuna mtu anajua mamlaka. Siku ya kwanza na nimepewa punishment ya kuosha corridor na maji. Long story short, the following week there were prefects being announced, and my name was announced as the deputy head girl.
Imagine.
And I was like,
1 week.
They don't know me. They haven't studied me. How did they make me a prefect? I am not the biggest. I am not the loudest. They don't know me at all.
Living certificate or
I
level.
remember there is a meeting.
I don't know how God works, but that started my journey, because after that I think I became the CU secretary. Then I used to be the evangelist of the school selection.
Teacher by choice.
My first, my second, and
Third.
so it was not a choice. Now, why I chose to be a teacher is when I did my class 7, My mother and my father, they were both addicts. So again, there was a lot of issues. I went back to teaching because remember again, I had a passion for teaching. I went to teaching Moigaos Kamangu. Briefly, I taught there for a transfer from TSC. My file disappeared for 6 months. Completely. Completely. With Kanisi. Disappeared. It disappeared. Up to 2013. That's why we were with Chen. We were with her sister in the same department. From there, 2012. 2012, the department closed. I was dealing with any other person who is working for G4S in the whole country. After that, now I got a bit disoriented. You know, you are coming from a kanais kamshahara. Umetupwa mahali ingine sasa kwa majani tena. Nikaanza nikafungua butchery, nikafungua sogo, nikafungua running mate. Hey.
Wow.
Governor.
Wewe ndani. Makofi.
My candidate has no papers. They are all fake.
Afadhali ungekuwa ni wewe. Sidhani interchange.
So now what do we do? I was told that is how Kedienye got him. Now Kedienye looked at me, or like Kedienye and told me, girl, you are a strong one. You are a strong one. Well, I think that is life. It's a learning cycle.
Wow.
Back to the roots.
The beautiful thing about this, yes,
back to the education.
The beautiful thing is, after COVID, they said they are unable to run the school. So they wanted us to go and close the school. By then, I had taken 18 girls on scholarship. And I looked at those kids. I remembered my case. Because some of them were from a children's home. I looked at my case, I looked at these girls, I told my brothers, even if I don't earn any money, allow me to have the school. So from 2021, I took over the school, not as a profit-making institution, but because I know I have kids who are there, who have no other hope. Right now I have 10 girls I'm sponsoring. They have no one else to sponsor them. And I said, if only for this, I will take it up. It's not about money for me. It is about changing lives. And I've seen a lot of, we are thinking of like a welfare kitty. Are we still going to allow her to be using her personal number? Or do we think like, do we need to open something, either till number or account or something? Those are things that we needed to just, in a very brief moment, to discuss. Sindio? I hope I've captured it.
Yeah, you are.
Then what Margaret Egashiga, Apwe Secretary.
Wisdom.